In this series, I present an interpretive framework for the Tabula Smaragdina, the Emerald Tablet, using the earliest known Arabic version in translation. The tablet is built on a worldview centered on a fundamental force, and it also describes an object, later known as the Philosopher's Stone, which was believed to amplify this force. The previous parts explained that the stone was made of green fluorite, which, through an initial preparatory step, was carved and polished into an egg shape in imitation of the cosmic egg. The reconstructed sequence of events is supported by limited evidence, but it likely took place in southeastern Thessaly, in the mountains above Upata, the modern-day Upate, around 250 CE. In this reconstruction, the work began at the mid-May new moon, when the Etesian wind set in, marking the start of the summer season. Based on line 4, the stone was exposed to the sun's influence by holding it toward the sun and turning it slowly. After a few days, it was immersed in a small pool of a stream where the current was gentler, and the thin crescent of the new moon could be seen reflected on the water's surface. In Anaxagoras' framework, the moon reflects the sun's light. Accordingly, the moon's influence could be understood as acting through water, associated with tides, producing a softening effect, both in the stone's colors and in its surface. The next line describes exposing the stone to the effects of the wind and the earth. During the operations that began at the new moon, we reached the waxing half moon around the 7th day. After the ram of the sun and then the ram beneath it, the moon, the next lower ram is the wind. It could be understood as what links the higher world of the heavenly bodies to the human world below. This step likely meant something quite simple, placing the stone in an open, wind-exposed tower but out of direct sun. What physical changes might this have produced? Water taken up during immersion would gradually evaporate, and slow drying could reduce the risk of surface cracking or internal stress. As moisture leaves tiny fractures or surface defects, the stone's surface regains rigidity and its visible texture may settle. As drying proceeds, the colors may resaturate or shift slightly. As moisture decreases, it can seem as if the stone awakens, as if the wind carries away weighing down influence, making it seem lighter. If the drying period fell in early June, both the morning breeze flowing down from the higher mountains and the Etesian wind that often rises in the afternoon could have played a role. Early summer winds, together with gentle day-night temperature changes, might help ease minor internal stresses. They might also produce slight surface changes over time, visible as a subtle warming or shift in tone. All of this could have lasted from the half moon to the full moon, roughly a week. During that time, the moon grows fuller, so it can also appear symbolically as if the wind is carrying the stone in her belly. At the end of the wind phase, the fluorite should be dry and stable, with its post-immersion coloration settled and its optical appearance clearer. With the arrival of the full moon, it might have seemed as though the womb had steadily grown. After the stone's birth, nourishment by the earth follows. In practical terms, this may have meant burying the stone in the ground. More specifically, a small crater may have been dug a few meters from a tree's root zone in red, bauxite-rich soil. The stone could then be pressed into the earth to about 2/3 of its height. Such soils occur in parts of ancient Greece, including the mountains above Upata in Thessaly. This phase may have lasted from the full moon until moonlight had fully waned, until the evening before the midsummer new moon, roughly 2 weeks. In this way, it appears as if the moon's light continued to stream into the stone, feeding it as it diminished in the sky. Why near a tree's root zone? Soil near roots is often wetter and richer than more inert ground, and the chemical and biological environment can be more active. Roots release acids that help dissolve minerals in the soil. These organic acids might slightly etch fluorite's surface, potentially producing a finer, more silky texture and a more vivid appearance. Compounds released by roots can also mobilize metal ions, which might form a thin film on the crystal. And because soil around roots tends to stay moist, it could help prevent existing cracks from drying out and worsening. And why bauxite-rich soil? It can contain iron oxides and manganese oxides, which might deposit on the fluorite surface as a thin reddish film. Proximity to the roots can also maintain a wetter, more oxygen-poor zone where iron may be mobilized in dissolved form and later precipitate onto the stone's surface. All of this could give green fluorite a reddish cast or at least a deeper sense of color. The tablet says, its father is the sun, its mother is the moon. The wind carried it in her belly. The earth nourished it. Through the stone, which in Anaxagoras framework belongs to the lowest realm, the highest realm becomes accessible. The upper realm of the one or nous can be understood as the light of the lights. It appears in the sun's light, and that light is reflected again in the moon's light. In the operations, it is as if we first approach the highest realm through the sun and then expose the stone to progressively lower realms. The first two operations could be understood as steps in which the stone reaches upward and gathers the light of the sun and then the moon. After these luminous bodies comes the realm of the wind, imagined as a connecting force between the unreachable spheres above and the human world below. The wind brings the influence of the material world and seems to awaken the stone. Then, buried in bauxite-rich soil, it is as if the earth nourishes it, almost as if after the full moon, the waning moon pours its light into the stone, while a thin reddish coloring also begins to appear on its surface. Over the course of the work, green fluorite may appear to change its color from step to step. During the initial shaping, the whitish or pale egg-yellow surface layer is removed, and the stone appears as a brighter green. Under the sun, it may brighten, and under moderate ultraviolet exposure, additional color centers may become active. Immersion in water may make the colors appear richer and softer, more velvety. Drying in the wind may make the stone optically clearer and its color more vivid. Burial in the earth may again shift its tones, and bauxite-rich soil may deposit a reddish film on the surface. Zosimus writes, "The stone is not formed until it has gathered all the colors that exist in the universe, and until it has been colored with all the simple and complex colors." In this sense, burial in the earth can give the stone a faint reddish cast, so the green lion finally becomes a red lion. The Atalantafugians quotes Zosimus, there called Rosinus, as follows. And then to one demanding which of the stones was strongest, he answers, "That stone which is no stone is stronger than the other enemy. but the red is stronger than that which strengthened its companions by its fortitude. Based on the hints of the tablet, one final operation still remains as the conclusion of the new moon to new moon sequence, an operation carried out in a single night. It also serves as the stone's test and its stabilization. The following parts discuss the next lines of the tablet, which point toward this causing operation and show how, within Anaxagoras' framework, the stone was taught to function, how it could bring what is above to work within the human world.